Wait, it's preparing to live stream.
Later.
No, we'll have to go after. Wait, it's still going.
No. By controversial, it wasn't
don't.
It wasn't scandal. It was just something that people wouldn't appreciate me saying about how they're dealing with these riots.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I'm sure your theory lines up with what I was about to say.
Well, boys,
slinging lead.
Yeah, it involves swapping your rubber for some real lead.
Yeah, it sounded like I was at my house last night.
Oh, dude, this morning I was hearing gunshots outside here. I was like, what the fuck? But then you look and it's just peaceful. People walking their dog. Like our whole neighborhood's secured by CAP. And if you've had any interaction with CAP, you'll realize that they're just looking for a reason to pull out a rifle.
For a second there, it sounded like you were gonna say our whole area is surrounded by cats. I was like, well, fuck, that's gonna help.
Blair Witch Project.
That's gonna help.
Sounds like a starting of a Stephen Hawking, a Stephen King movie.
Let's just pray they have allergies, because then they're done. They won't be able to get through.
Yeah.
Oh, my
All
son
of
would
you
be
looters.
My son would be
All of
ended.
Carry on. Sorry, boy.
No. I was saying my son would be ended because he's allergic to cats. So that'll just be the end of it for him, dude.
Well, boys, we are live on YouTube. Apparently, I don't know how it's working. If someone is watching this, we apologize if it's chaos, because it's chaos around. There's chaos on the street. There's chaos at our houses. I don't have electricity. I have a generator running right now. Rourke's at Apex because his house doesn't have electricity. Warren's been trying to get his internet working for the past few days. Yet, here we are.
Live on YouTube. This could either be the beginning of a new era or an end of an era, depending on
the end of the MMA Republic. YouTube's monitoring us, being like, what the fuck are these all about, bro? What is happening, lads? Everyone alive? Everyone okay? Everyone's
still coming down from the craziness that was this weekend.
Yeah. And then some more chaos into the Monday.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's just been chaos everywhere, right? Like, I mean, if you're a soccer fan, England's guaranteed to win all the way until like 60 odd minutes, and then they chuck that away. And then you've got the third or fourth limb break this year without even a strike landing at the time of the break. Now it's just getting crazy out there, dude. You're just too scared to even step in the octagon at this stage. But Drickers fucking dudes up. It's been a weird weekend.
Can we just agree that people should stop kicking people's shins? Like, let's just all agree to it. Everybody stop.
Please.
Just stop doing it.
Bro. I'm tired of
no one wants to
the
see
break.
your legs break on TV.
I can't do it anymore. But like, I mean, obviously we're gonna get into that. A lot of interesting theories about the leg break, where it happened, how it happened, why it happened. Some people were saying it hit the elbow. Some people were saying from a checked leg kick, and there's been quite a few videos about it, which I'm actually thinking now that we're live on YouTube, I don't know how it's going to work, actually pulling those things up. But we'll try. We'll see what happens. But basically, one of the things I think that we can find from those sort of videos was that the leg was definitely broken before he threw that punch, or there was something going on there before he threw that punch. It was actually almost like as he planted and stood off of it, which was really, really interesting.
Well, that doctor that did that breakdown, I mean, he made a good case where he was saying that, like, historically, legs, like the tibia, I think it was the thicker one, right? That that bone is very strong, but like bones are very brittle under like twisting actions, and that that there could have been like a stress fracture there, and then the twisting action of him stepping back onto it is actually what gave the final bit of tension to actually snap the leg. So, I mean, there was definitely something going on leading up to that, but I mean, it was just such a gnarly thing to watch, dude.
Oh man. I'm like, I was saying to you guys, I think there's in the modern era in MMA in UFC, there's been 3 of those kind of breaks. Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman, and now Connor. And I've been fortunate enough to watch all of those happen, which is
And crazy that 2 are in the space of what, a month, 2 months.
Right. And it's quite interesting because one of the theories I wanted to actually talk about was a lot of people kind of saying that, I mean, we saw the videos of Connor after the first fight and he was kind of kicking like a pole kind of thing, and obviously conditioning the leg, that maybe there were some stress fractures involved there. Oh, sorry about that.
What? I didn't hear anything.
Okay, cool. No, it was only my headphones. That there was something going on, that he might have spent a lot of time trying to like get his legs ready. There might have been more damage from the first fight and that kind of thing. But yeah, super interesting, super strange ending. And as you would expect from Connor, making sure that it was a doctor stoppage and already promoting the next fight. But let's be fucking honest here. That leg break probably saved him from getting knocked out again. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, look, I mean, in the stand-up he was doing okay. Like he was doing well in the stand-up, but the grappling, it was just completely outclassed. Poirier looked like he was just playing with him. It looked like Poirier could pass at will, could do whatever he really wanted to, and he could control whether he felt like it was time to stand back up or not. And I think if Poirier got it back to the ground in round 2, it would have definitely been a TKO or some sort of stoppage in round 2. McGregor's only chance against Poirier is in the stand-up, and they won a piece in that area of the game.
Yeah, super weird ending. But like, I also find it quite interesting how Connor was like first one to shoot the dusty bitch or whatever he said, and then jumps guard on the guillotine and gets fucking obliterated for many minutes.
And I mean that was such a peculiar situation. He didn't even have a strong connection, a strong chin strap or anything when jumping to the guillotine. So I mean, yeah, strange times.
Sorry, Rourke, I muted you there by mistake there. So I asked, you can unmute yourself again. It was just an accident.
No, I don't mind. For now, I'll unmute.
No.
I know it's noisy.
I just want to try and I'm going to not let this video play too long, I don't think. But I'm just going to try and show the video we were talking about. The one that you sent was about the leg break. I think it'll be quite an interesting thing to check out. I don't know if the sounds is going to carry across.
Oh, it's also a gnarly video.
Yeah, sorry. May the force be with us. I'm just going to show the first clip of how he shows what the leg's actually doing.
I can't hear anything.
So you can't hear anything?
No, nothing at all.
Okay, let me try to do this. I'll try to put volume on now, but I'm just going to play it so you can see. He's kind of just talking about as he pushes on, you can see that leg is gone, Dundinsky. And that was that twisting motion that he was referring to. It's that like bones aren't great when like there's actually like a twisting motion to which is what he suspects was the final part to the actual fracture. But I think it's still very unclear as to where like the initial damage came from. Yeah. A lot of theories, I guess, on check leg kicks, kicking an elbow, those kind of things. Man, fucking got to kick an elbow hard to break that bone. Like it's yeah, dude, it's really, really gnarly. Oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Fucking. Did any of you guys notice the you saw like on the fight night the tail of the tape comes up on that graphic and it kind of like fades in and it like. It used to be just like a standstill kind of picture, but now they're like kind of there's a bit of a video and they're doing things. Did any of you guys notice?
Graphic is taking a step up, eh?
Yeah. Did you see the Tai Tuivasa one?
No, I didn't.
On the tail of the tape, he's literally holding a shoe, doing a shoey in the graphic. That's on the tail of the tape. It's the fucking best thing ever.
That's amazing.
Everyone's on mute. Okay, cool. Don't worry, guys. I'll just talk by myself. Then. It's cool.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on there.
No, it's all good. Rourke's panicking because there's people making noise in the background.
Oh, you know what happened? My cursor was obviously over the mute button and I hit it. Yeah, dude. I was saying to you the other day, you sent out that thing, what happens afterwards, like after you've done the shoey. And it's heavily unpleasant. I did one for the last episode. You got this slushy shoe the whole night, and my shoe was never the same again.
Bro, what was
Although he's
crazy
smart,
is
he uses other people's shoes as well. I mean, it's gross, but now at least his shoes not disgusting.
Yeah, but he starts with his shoes.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude.
you just gotta wear Crocs.
He did like five shoeies from the time he won to the time he finished his walkout, and these oaks were like loving it. They're like, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna be on TV. Here's my $3,000 shoe to do a shoe out of, and then you're like, fuck, okay, now what? So like,
Yeah, exactly.
There was some like after party plans and all kinds of shit going down. Oh, Rourke, you're gonna get muted. There was some after party plans and all kinds of shit, and now you got to fucking slosh around in this dirty ass shoe.
Did you see some oak put Dustin Poirier's hot sauce into the one shoe?
That's such
that
a
was
dick
gnarly,
move,
bro. It's a proper dick move.
bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
but if
that's a
the
dick
oaks in potty mode, you just carry on going, right?
Yeah, you'll worry about that the next day, bro. The next day. But yeah, dude, it was a crazy. What I want to ask, what do you think about McGregor from here on? It's like I'm not really phased, to be honest. I think whether he comes back or not, the thing is, we do need a Conor McGregor. You know, he does make things happen, but it seems to me maybe it's an unfair assessment that maybe Dustin Poirier is just too much of an evolved fighter for him right now, or Conor has just fallen behind on the game. He just hasn't been true to the game in terms of his training and like updating his skill set and that kind of thing. I mean, we know Conor can grapple. He can probably grapple most guys his size and weight and his sort of skill level, but there's a significant difference between that. Striking, it looked pretty good in the beginning, to be honest. He looked like he threw some. He obviously had a new tactic, new game plan, came with a bit of pressure, but like the second that his game plan changed and it got to the ground, there's a substantial difference there. So where do you go from here, man? Like what does he do besides the fact that you just broken your leg in half? Now you got to kind of deal with that as well.
I think it's a difficult assessment, right? Because Dustin Poirier isn't given the credit for actually how good he really is. You know, realistically, he is actually the number one person in the lightweight division. I know Charlie Olives is our boy holding the belt at the moment, but in reality, like, had the McGregor rematch not been a requirement, he probably would be the guy with the strap around his waist at the moment.
Sure.
So I think there's still a place for McGregor. I just don't believe that it's against the top tier guys in the division. You know, I think he has the same problem with Charles Oliveira. I reckon he loses that fight. I think Michael Chandler is a bad fight for him as well. You know, like the top five oaks are really not great matchups for him. So you start looking at, like, do you maybe use him for these big fights with guys that are superstars but are probably past their prime already? You know, talk about the Nate Diaz trilogy and, you know, maybe do a Jose Aldo rematch at lightweight. I don't know. I think there's still a space for him in the organization for him to make money, but and for the organization to make money off of him. But I don't think putting him up against the top tier guys is really an option anymore.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because now you got to kind of like someone said to me, you know, like a very casual sort of fan who's made a habit of watching on a Sunday because of me, and they were kind of saying to me, you know, like, you know, he should just take some time off and fight some lower tier guys. I'm like, it doesn't work like that for Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, what comes with the marketing side and the way he makes things work is he's going to have to only fight big names. You know what I mean? And what's left in terms of stylistic fight matchups, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Charlie Olives, like we said, RDA maybe, you know, tough. Max Holloway was an option at a time. You know what I mean? Like a rematch there. Tough time for any of those fights, you know? And that being said,
sorry, I'm back. My internet died a dramatic death there.
I was just saying, like, what do you do with McGregor? Like, I think his last win in the UFC was, God knows how long ago. You know what I mean? Like, who was his last win? It was Alvarez. Oh yeah.
Was the rematch with Nate after Eddie?
Yeah, I think it was after. I'll tell you right.
I think he spent too much time away from upskilling in mixed martial arts.
Cowboy was his last one.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, I forgot about Cowboy.
Yeah. You know, it'd be an interesting matchup. You know, like McGregor loves talking about going up to welterweight, and he looked super drawn out at for his weigh-in for lightweight. And I know there is a significant size difference, but I'd love to watch him fight Jorge Masvidal just as like a fuck around fight. Jorge's never winning that title as long as Kamaru Usman is the champ. Yeah. And I reckon Jorge also has a problem with a couple of those top guys at welterweight. He's kind of in a similar situation to Conor, where I don't think he can match the top tier guys in his division, and not the whole like top 10. Maybe like they just can't keep up with like the top 5, you know. So maybe you just throw them both a bone. They're both big draw cards, and you give them a matchup against each other.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think we've got to see if he's going to come back and how he's going to come back. I just thought it would be interesting to see here what this. It was quite funny yesterday. There was a guy on one of my threads getting chewed up in the comment section. He was like, "Yeah, the stage was still too big for Drickus," or something weird, like just like a silly comment. I was like, "Dude, what are you talking about? Like, he's literally on the biggest card on the biggest stage in the world and just knocked out a guy who's never been stopped." Like.
And was one of the 4 people that stood out on the entire card, you know, like enough that the UFC were like, okay, great, he has another $1 million for your efforts tonight. I mean, in reality, and I mean, we said this on our own private groups, you know, like I think the UFC has been waiting for this type of person to come along for Africa, you know, like a super marketable individual that's KOing guys. And I know like that was Francis Ngannou. But the only thing that's always held Francis back is his ability to communicate with media, and it's taken him a long time to get to a point where he's comfortable speaking English all the time. Whereas you got someone like Drickus who's good on the mic, good in the cage, very marketable. So I think if he plays these cards right, I think he'll definitely be fast tracked up that ladder in the middleweight division.
100%.
Well, they're saying already who's that Brad Tavares? They're saying him versus Brad Tavares next, potentially.
Yeah, and Brad Tavares is like a strong veteran, bro. Like, I mean, he was on tough 8 or tough 9.
He's fucked, dude. He's been there for long. Also went the distance with Adesanya. Good dude.
Yeah, I did.
Really good dude. Listen, if you're Drickus du Plessis right now, like the world is kind of your oyster. I think when he lands back here, I actually got his flight details. I wanted to try get a homecoming party, but then realized that COVID would probably end that.
Well, have you tried to get to an airport recently? As a
exactly
baller, dude. Cheers like it.
But anyway, when he arrives back home, I think his star power is going to be so big, man. But the flip side to that is like, there's no easy fights in the UFC, but things are about to get a lot crazier. You know, it just gets harder and harder and harder. So we're gonna see how Drickus manages this. One thing, his confidence must be off the chart. What I said to somebody, what the craziest thing about Drickus is that we've seen him going against the Joker dude. I can't think of his name now.
Marcus Perez.
Yeah, Marcus Perez knocks him out with a shovel left hook. Trevin Giles never been stopped. Clean one-shot, legitimate one-shot power. And I remember a little while ago when he was in the EFC, me saying that Drickus doesn't really have that kind of like one-shot power, that he's kind of like just making guys' worlds fold. And now he's starching dudes. And the craziest part about that is that Drickus is like he's more of a ground fighter. That's really where his strength lies, you know, submissions, good, strong wrestling, strong base on the ground. And we've got to see a little bit of it, like his transitions and stuff. But here he is on the biggest stage in the world, just knocking dudes out cold, which is surreal.
He did really well in the grappling exchange with Trevor.
I don't think people see it a lot. He's still never been the distance in an MMA fight, which is crazy.
Yeah, 100% finish rate.
Yeah, he's quite deep now into his career. I mean, not going the distance in any of your fights is pretty insane.
It's mental, bro. It's mental.
You kind of feel that's like the next thing that that the guys are going to try and exploit on him, is like trying to push him to round 3, 4. You know, like when he gets to like those main event bouts, try and push him past 3 rounds. the guys leading up to that are going to try and push him all 3 rounds. But that's the problem, is that he's got a lot of like very sneaky ways of finishing the fight, and if you're trying to push the pace on him, it's like quite difficult to like keep up with him, you know?
Yeah.
That round 1 was quite interesting. I think I think obviously you're quite nervous. It feels like you're quite nervous going out there, and then I think he just rushed a lot of the grappling exchanges. He was getting to the positions, but then so eager to start striking or start setting up subs. He was falling off or whatever. But then round 2 seemed to come out a lot more composed. And
he definitely settled. He settled between the rounds.
I feel the same thing as well. It feels like he like calmed down a little bit between rounds 1 and 2, and then just came out a lot slicker in round 2.
Yeah, dude. I was so impressed by Drickus, man. The way he came out there, and I think one thing I might have been being looked past a little bit is you've been billed for so long on the hype of being on a Conor McGregor card, probably the biggest card of the year so far. Massive, the first time crowd back in the T-Mobile Arena. I don't know if you guys watched Fight Week, how mental that stuff was. The fans were going insane. Like, to get into the weigh-ins looked like it looked like what's happening in Durban right now. That's how the weigh-ins were. Like, it was nuts, man. So you got to deal with all of these external kind of pressures. You know what I'm saying? And Drickus has done a massive job in actually really putting the South African weight on his shoulders, like carrying the flag and like taking a lot of responsibility for that. And then to go out there and put that kind of like pretty well-rounded performance that ends in a early second round KO is massive, man. I can't say enough good things about it, and it was super, super impressive.
Yeah, no, it was an epic performance. Yeah. Sorry, my internet. I keep getting this stupid thing on my screen saying that your connection's unstable.
Yeah. Bless the internet. So I just wanted to check at these pay-per-view. So Dana was saying that by the time he did the post presser, that already done 1.2 million views, 1.2 million pay-per-view bars, and he predicted they were going to get to like 1.7, 1.8, which is going to fall just behind Khabib McGregor, which is super interesting.
Yeah,
super interesting.
I wonder what I think I sent it to the group, like Dustin's cut on the pay-per-view. Like there was
yeah, I think, I'm trying to remember. Let me just pull this up here. Oh, I lost my headphones.
Because they'd estimated those salaries with the 1.8 million bars, right?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
No, I can. Yeah. I was just changing my speakers around a little bit.
Okay. No, I was saying that thing I sent to the group with the salaries, that estimated those salaries with the 1.8 million pay-per-view bars. So I think they said that Dustin was going to net 3.6 million with the 1.8 million pay-per-view bars.
I think this is the one that you actually sent, in fact.
Yeah. So he was getting $2 per bar. So yeah, that's the exact one.
So am I reading this right? So Conor McGregor result. Oh no, this must be Dustin, 1.5 million base salary. Based on 1.8 million pay-per-view bars, got another 3.6 million sponsorship, which would be the kit deals and that kind of stuff. 5.12 million for Conor, for Dustin, and then Conor McGregor for a loss, 5 million. Got another 18 million for pay-per-view bars, 11,000 for sponsorship, with a net of 23 million. Dull hairs. And this is quite interesting because everyone kind of goes on about the pay. But like, how is Conor earning $23 million a fight? You know what I mean? As opposed to what's the lowest amount on your 18,000 for Chris Moutinho? Sorry, 97 with a bonus.
Dude, like I don't think people can fathom like how much money that is. Like 23 million.
I certainly can't.
That's like, I mean, he made 345 million rand you know, like if you're not like a super savvy investor and all you're going to do is you're going to put it into like a fixed deposit and you're going to get your 8.5% per annum, right? At that like type of rate, you're still making like 2.5 million rand a month just in interest. I mean, obviously we haven't factored taxes and all that type of shit.
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah,
like just from one fight, his monthly sort of like interest on that type of like money is probably in excess of 1.5 million a month, just in the interest from that type of money. So these guys are like that type of money is life-changing even for wealthy millionaires.
It's mental, man. It's absolutely mental. And I mean, it's not like he came in with a lack of money as well. So
yeah. At this stage, fighting's his side gig, right?
Exactly. What do they say? Money attracts money, eh?
Fuck.
What I just wanted to say to Drickus, I do apologize for showing people how much money you've earned. It's not bad intent, but it's just, I think it's a nice way. I know people were flashing on he earned X amount and this is how much in rands. It's a bit strange to have your earnings splash all over the internet, to be honest. It's like you getting paid at the end of the month and then declaring your salary for everyone to see. Like, it's a bit of a weird one, but I think it's quite a celebration point at the same time to see what is possible. You know what I mean? If you go out there. So this is Drickus's total earnings, 16 and 16. So 16 would have been his show money and 16 to win. Obviously, the 75,000 performance bonus changes everything. That's like a life-changing bonus to some point. Coming home with 111,000 US, my friend. So Drickus right now is going to stay in the US until the riots kick up a little bit more, so that rand drops.
Yeah,
get a little bit more bang for his dollar.
Dude, like at the current exchange rates, I mean, that's like it's over 1.5 million.
Yeah, it's mental.
Payday. I mean, like, I don't think if you had to go back like even maybe 5 years ago and had to tell local guys that they would be earning over 1.5 million rand in a fight, and Drickus isn't the first guy from South Africa to earn over 1 million rand in a fight. You know, like when Don did his debut and got that knockout of the night performance bonus, you know, like if you told those two guys 5 years ago, yeah, you're going to earn 1 million rand in a night, I mean, it'd be tough to believe the person, you know, like it's when you're fighting for 10 and 10 at a local promotion, now you're starting talking about millions. It's sure. I think that's when you get that paycheck in your account, that's the day you realize that it's like the fucking game's changed.
Things have
right?
changed. Is that young Luke Hendricks in the background, Rook?
It is. You want him to feature over here?
No, let's jump him. Let's put him on the show. Let's put him on the spot. There.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this off here.
Yeah, dude, it's carry on, boy. Yeah, dude, it's quite insane. I mean,
I want you to be in the podcast, yeah.
Crazy
Hold on.
night.
Come on. Unlock here.
Don't be scared, Mr. Hendricks. Hey.
Hold on.
Is that the big L?
Hey, you live on
why's
YouTube,
this
buddy.
like-
Be careful what you say now. Eh? You gotta be careful now. What's happening, sir?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Good, man. How's the Team SA life treating you these days? You've now gone from kicking ass in the boxing ring to the cage now. What's going down, dude?
Team SA gave me the boots, but
Did they give you that boot?
They kicked you out. Oh, breaking news, guys! Live on YouTube.
You must have told them you've been hanging around with me or what?
they heard big L, big fat L. That's what the word is. I don't want to mention names, but that's what they want to be throwing around.
Unreal, buddy.
No,
Unreal. What was your boxing too good, or what was the problem?
No, it was a bit of a just an admin issue. So obviously I was just an athlete. So I went, I did the right things, I did my forms, got my blood test. And then actually after the Saturday semi-final, they phoned me and just said, hey, look, have you ever fought professionally, whatever? So I said, yeah, I fought once as a pro in 2017, whatever, which was 4 years ago, whatever. And then
Boxing, right?
Yeah, boxing. And then, so I told them, I said, guys, I have nothing to lie about. So this was I can tell you the date, when it happened, who the event was under. But like, obviously my understanding as an athlete, you have to fight amateurs before you fight pro, you know? So then they got back to me like a few minutes later and they said, no, look, you can still fight the final. So I went back. I went there on a Sunday and about 4 fights. Just before I was about to fight, they said, look, you guys, you can't fight because you have fought as a professional before. So the new ruling is that if you have fought as a pro in a combat sport, you can't fight as an amateur. So I just said to them, okay, cool, guys, I'm not angry about it because I didn't want to stay as an amateur. Obviously, I do want to fight pro. But they just got to relay the message better at the events. That's about it. So
Sure.
Is what it is.
But there's some pro MMA fighters fighting in white collars, so I'm sure you could just carry on.
Yeah, you get that stuff happening everywhere, but it's like I said, it is. You got to watch yourself.
Dude, they leave themselves open to so much abuse with that. I mean, like, how do you differentiate? Like, not to throw anyone under the bus, but like you look at someone like Peyton, who almost won the 80cc European qualifier, which is a professional event by all means in jiu-jitsu, but because we don't have a governing body that states you're a professional, now she's allowed to come back in and grapple, which I think is the right decision, that she's allowed to compete at amateur. But then, like, you have one pro Muay Thai fight, one pro boxing fight, now it makes you ineligible to be an amateur in a mixed martial arts. When that's it's like just one facet of being a professional MMA fighter.
Exactly, and that's the thing, because like you do get like you say 80cc, there's no amateur Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so technically you're a pro Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter. Do you know what I mean? Same as like the guys that wrestle. Guys have gone and competed overseas, competed in like the Olympics as wrestlers, as amateurs, but then they can still come here and like fight in the amateur scene and throw guys around like it's nothing. Whereas,
I mean, someone like Jordan Burroughs, who's just only done amateur wrestling, would be stated, it would be considered an amateur. You could come into amateur MMA. I mean, it makes no sense.
No, exactly. The ruling is a bit vague. So that's all I got told. And I said, look, guys, I'm not angry. I do want to fight as a professional athlete. So thanks for letting me compete in the thing. I was no bitterness, no sourness. Yeah, I had people phone me and say, look, you got to get your money back, this, that. I was like, guys, it is what it is. I'm training. I got back with Richie and them. So it is what it is to me, basically.
So when you're going pro?
Yeah, when you're going pro is the question. UFC 89.
We'll see. Hopefully by the end of the year. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Also one of those Kenyan guys.
I don't know. Those boys are tough. We'll see. If someone calls someone out, who can I call out on the podcast?
Hey, whoever you want, dude. Throw a name out there. We're ready. We're here. There's at least 3 people watching this right now. Just go for it. Bro. Go for it. Mr. Hendricks, thank you, buddy. Hopefully we see you on there soon.
Shots, enjoy your day.
You too, buddy. I like it. Impromptu guests just popping on. You should go to Apex more often, Rock. We could get some cool guests.
I've got there's some more people here if you want.
Like who we got?
There's Boyd over here.
It's Mr. Boyd Allen. Oh, let's squeeze him in.
Yeah, let's be live on YouTube over here. Yeah, take that. What's up?
Hey, Mr. Boyd Allen.
Boydie.
How are you, sir?
Good, you?
Good. I guess when can we see you return to the EFC is the first question on our minds.
Let's get past COVID and all the anarchy and we'll be all right.
Don't worry about anarchy. Anarchy in the cage, my friend. How's things going, boy?
Yeah, all okay. Still busy, training, doing as much as we can. What you up to?
Yeah, we're just hiding at the moment, boy. I can't open one business because of alcohol banning, and I can't open another business because of looting. So here we are, dude, in the middle of the day, podcasting. Living the dream.
It's ridiculous. Jeez.
It's chaos. And what's happening at Apex, boy? Everything going smooth? How's training?
Yeah, still going smooth. Obviously, class a bit smaller with trying to keep contact minimal. I'm just trying to get through this whole thing.
Sure.
But yeah, it's been busy, training hard.
And I know the EFC question is a tough one, but can we expect to see you in there this year?
Yeah, I'm looking probably at September, maybe around there. Once things settles down and things settle down at the gym as well, then I'll look to get back in and compete wherever I can.
And what was the feeling like afterwards? We haven't chatted to you since being back in the octagon, back to where it all started. Well, started off the amateur boxing, but competing in MMA again. How was that for you?
No, it was cool. I missed it. It's nice to mix it up. My feet are still bashed up from the kicks, believe it or not, like 6 weeks later. I don't know if he feels anything, but I definitely do.
Probably not, dude. Probably not. He seemed. I saw a video of him like a few days after. It looked like he was ready to get back in there. There were some weight issues and that kind of thing. Was a fight ever in danger? Were you ever like, maybe this is just not for me? Dealing with those kind of things.
We train with big guys all the time, bigger guys. So it was just a thing about managing his strength and his power for probably the first round until he slowed down a little bit. You can mix it up a bit.
And for a guy like you, dealing with a guy like Bruno Makulu, obviously you said he came in quite heavy, he was a bit bigger, but also like very, very non-engaged. Like I don't know if that's a real word, non-engaged, or doesn't engage too much.
He likes to stall, and he also tries to counter, but he just stands and he doesn't really do much. And against the fighter with my sort of style, I'm too fast and too smart for him.
Yeah, 100%. And the cool stuff that he does when he like slaps his chest, I mean, that's pretty effective, I think.
Yeah. Like that's bother me. I think like I've been fighting long enough to know that it's frustrating him more than anything else. So I just let him do his thing and took my time. And when the opportunity presented itself, then I let him have it.
And what did you think of our fellow countryman Dricus du Plessis over the weekend, getting a massive win?
He did very well. Nice big right hand to finish the fight, and the first round was a good one as well. I mean, he did everything he needed to do. He stayed safe. His hands were up, so not like me. But he represented really, really well. It was awesome to see a South African perform like that.
And we'll ask you one more and let you go and end the show. Boydie, what do you think about this weekend? Is the Makhachev Thiago Moises? I'm guessing you're going to go with the resting of Makhachev, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to back him.
Fantastic.
Damn Russians.
These Russians, not your favorite people, eh, boy?
No. No, they can wrestle. Shit.
No, for sure. Thank you, dude. Best of luck. Hope everything calms down soon and we can all get back to some form of normality, and we can't wait to see you back in there.
Yeah, please, God. Shout out. Be safe. Here's Rocky.
You too, man. Thanks, guys. Raucous. We've lost Warren. Thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you that are watching live on YouTube, this is something we're going to try set up more regularly. We figured it all out, especially with the COVID stuff, straight from Zoom to your YouTube, which is pretty cool. But yeah, bit of a difficult day. Power problems, electricity problems, riots are out there. COVID is out there. Stay safe, you animals, and wash your hands. We love you all, and we'll chat to you soon. Cheers, Rocky boy.
Cheers, bro. Check you later.